Good morning and welcome to the United Lodge of Theosophists of Washington, D.C. We're located in the metropolitan Washington, D.C. area at 4865 Cordell Avenue in Bethesda, Maryland. Our website is www.ultdc.org. We may be contacted by email at ultdc.org and by telephone at 301-656-3566. We meet every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. for a talk on a subject presented by a student of Theosophy. Roundtable readings and discussions are also held at the Lodge on the first and third Sunday of every month from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. The United Lodge of Theosophists was founded in New York by Robert Crosby in 1909 for the purpose of redirecting the Theosophical movement back to the unadulterated teachings and writings of Madam H.P. Blavatsky and William Q. Judge, co-founders of the Theosophical Society in the late 1800s. The ULT of D.C. is one of many lodges located in North America, Asia, Africa, and Europe. All of these lodges are bound together by two fundamental concepts, which are the universal brotherhood of mankind and altruistic service to humanity. A key policy of this lodge is independent devotion to the cause of Theosophy without identifying with any particular theosophical organization, disseminating the fundamental principles of the philosophy of Theosophy and the demonstration of those principles through application and practice by its students is the work that must be done by each lodge. This lodge contends that engaging in this work brings about a truer realization of self and a more profound conviction of universal brotherhood. The lodge further maintains that involvement in this work also develops a spiritual basis among its students for working together. The ULT considers all people who are engaged in true service of humanity to be Theosophists. This is regardless of race, creed, gender, condition, or organization. There are no external barriers to inclusion in the ULT. This lodge welcomes all those who are in accord with its declared purposes and those who wish to prepare themselves through study and otherwise to teach and help themselves and others in the pursuit of self-realization and the unification of mankind. The objectives of the Theosophical movement are threefold. One, to form the nucleus of a universal brotherhood of humanity without distinction of race, creed, gender, caste, or color. Two, the study of ancient and modern religions, philosophies, and sciences. And three, the investigation of the unexplained laws of nature and the psychical powers latent in man. The subject of this week's talk by another student of Theosophy is karma and reincarnation. The subject of next week's talk will be Kama Diva. Today's readings are from 1, The Voice of Silence, the wise one tarry not in pleasure grounds of senses. The wise one heeds not the sweet-tongued voice of illusion. Seek for him who is to give thee birth in the hall of wisdom, the hall which lies beyond, wherein all shadows are unknown and where the light of truth shines with unfading glory. That which is uncreate abides in thee. Disciple as it abides in that hall. If thou wouldest reach and blend the two, thou must divest thyself of thy dark garments of illusion. Stifle the voice of flesh, allow no image of the senses to get between its sight and thine, that thus the twain may blend in one. And having learnt thine own ajna, flee from the hall of learning. This hall is dangerous in its perfidious beauty, is needed but for thy probation. Beware, Lano, Beware, Lano, lest dazzled by elusive radiance, thy soul should linger and be caught in its deceptive light. The next reading is from The Oceans of Theosophy by William Q. Judge. Karma is an unfamiliar word for Western ears. It is the name adopted by Theosophists of the 19th century for one of the most important of the laws of nature. Ceaseless in its operation, it bears alike upon planets, systems of planets, races, nations, families, and individuals. It is the twin doctrine to reincarnation. So inextricably interlaced are these two laws that is almost impossible to properly consider one part from the other. No spot or being in the universe is exempt from the operation of karma, but all are under its sway, punished by error, by yet beneficently led on through discipline, rest, and reward to the distant heights of perfection. It is a law so comprehensive in its sweep, embracing at once our physical and our moral being, that it is only by paraphrase and copious explanation one can convey its meaning in English. For that reason, the Sanskrit term karma was adopted to designate it. Applied to man's moral life, it is the law of ethical causation, justice, reward, and punishment, the cause of birth and rebirth, yet equally the means for escape from incarnation. Viewed from another point, it is merely flowing from cause, action, and reaction, exact result for every thought and act. It is act and the result of act, for the word's literal meaning is action. Theosophy views the universe as an intelligent whole. Hence, every motion in the universe is an action of that whole leading to results, which themselves become causes for further results. Viewing it thus broadly, the ancient Hindus said that every being up to Brahma was under the rule of karma. And now we'll have today's talk.